vertical smart agriculture or use of the sack mounts to produce the vegetables for the consumption, because we see most of us are having limited pieces of land, and again there is insufficient water. So I would like the panel to clarify on the use of the sack mounts to produce vegetables. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Apart from Sarah, I need a lady. Ladies, where are you? Ladies? Ladies? Are we there? Okay, I'm happy. So let's have one question from there, and then they'll tell us what they do.
Getuna Becky. I do crop protection measure. My question goes to Ronald. What is quite interesting in the Israel's agriculture as compared to our own country's agriculture?
Okay. I think first and foremost, Israel agriculture is a very interesting agriculture because for me it begins with the people themselves. Let me take you through the itinerary of an Israeli farmer, and of course a Kenyan farmer, which I'm also one of them now. An Israeli farmer would wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, and the first stop will be his farm, to inspect his farm. Flip side, come to Kenya. You know what time we go to the farm, or how we treat our farming enterprises. And so for an Israeli farmer, the farming enterprise is a business. The same way you go to an 8-to-5 job is the same way and the same kind of hard work that he could put in what? In his farming. Israeli agriculture is also a little bit controlled. The government has put a lot of investments in the farmers, and there are different setups. There is the Moshav, there is the kibbutz system. Moshav is more or less a farmer cooperative. Kibbutz is more or less a farmer cooperative, while the Moshav is individual farmers, but all of them are still in the same cooperative. And so that strengthens them because it enables them to access markets, enables them to control their production, which if you come back home, cooperatives are no longer there as strong as they were before. So that's the difference between an Israeli farmer. Let me give you an example, like in livestock value chain. In livestock value chain in Israel, all the milk is collected centrally. There are only 12 bulls in Israel that provide the semen that they use. You get? That's how controlled it is. So that shows you that you can also have a lot of control on the quality of semen that you're going to get. The milk, once it's gotten from the cow, the farmer does not interact with the milk anywhere. The milk comes from the cow because they have the automated, whatever they use to milk them, goes direct to the chillers, waiting for the truck to come and pick it. That is how modernized it is. And it creates efficiency, but also reduces the contaminations that could be there even in the milk. But their system, one thing that I would say for which I learned, is it's a market-driven approach, which is the most important in any farming business. You have to identify the market. If you walk into any greenhouse in Israel now, you'll see it written Russia, you'll see it written USA, which means at the end of the production cycle, when the produce is ready, it's taken directly to what? To that market. Come back to Kenya. When we have, when we are producing, what happens? We oversupply, we get very susceptible to what? Post-harvest losses. So those are some of the things that I think we need, and we as a company are trying to help our farmers and even to help the industry to change, because there are some of the good agricultural practices that really, I would call them simple but important to make that farming business viable.
Actually, I had forgotten about the vertical farming. So for me, what I can say is that the way I do my farming, first of all, is a way that I want to look at the part whereby how can I sustain myself with the little that I have. It's not a must you have like an acre, 2 acres, 10 acres for you to get anything that you want. The smallest that you can get, you need to make use of it. I can give you an example of, let's say, use of drip irrigation. You don't need an acre, you only need a quarter an acre, which you can have a drip irrigation of about maybe 15,000, 20,000, and you can just plant a few vegetables, so long as the plants that you're planting, e.g., we can talk about tomatoes, they must be of good quality. As you've heard Daktari say that, soil testing, these are the small things that we need to do for us to have a better harvest. So it's not necessarily for you to have an acre or anything. The smallest you have, you can use it well.
Thank you very much. So I read your bios and everything seems so nice and rosy and as if it's been so smooth, you know, Agripreneur of the Year. I mean, you have ACE. Has it always been roses and daisies, or what do you have to tell us about agriculture? And if indeed it's not as rosy as I seem to find it, because I mean, if I read about you, wow, it looks like indeed you're having a good time. So I'd like to understand, what are the challenges, what are the pitfalls, and I'd like you to tell us as candidly as you can, because many of us here, I can see agricultural students, some will go into the job market, some will be entrepreneurs. So how would you encourage them and tell them, look, this is not a bed of roses, or if it is a bed of roses, please intrigue us and tell us more.
Okay, for me, when I started agriculture, it wasn't easy. Because I was one of the people who was like, si ni kununua mbegu, kuweka kwa mchanga na kuongoja. You see, it was that easy to start. But come to think of it, I started with cabbages, which I found it was a little bit easy, and you see, hauhitaji kazi nyingi sana kwa cabbage. You see. So when I started, I planted in about a quarter an acre, and I didn't get anything because I borrowed my mom some money, and I told her, because I had really calculated, unajua ukipata cabbage moja inaweza uzwa 50, ikienda sana 70. So when I did my maths, I saw that in a quarter, maybe I can get good money here. It was about 100,000 there. So I borrowed my mom some money and I said, this one. Actually, I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything from cabbages. And that is, actually I had just cleared secondary school, Form 6. So I decided now, I think I have to do human resource management. Because now I will be someone, at least I can earn good salary and such things. But after also when I cleared my HR, I didn't get anything job-wise. So I decided to go back to the farm. I talked to the experts, I talked to people, and they helped me to start. And that is now how I became, I can say, a good farmer.
I think first of all I'll answer a question that has been asked here on this floor, that would you want to go back to what you were doing before? Of course, petroleum looks lucrative, but agriculture is fulfilling. So for me, I think the journey has been really interesting because it's a new adventure for me. I'm getting to learn every single day, and so I'm enjoying it. But truth be told, to run a company is not easy. It is very difficult. It requires a lot of hard work. You know, sometimes back we were told you have to put a lot of effort and be ready to get little pay or no pay. That is a reality. But for me, I think also coming into an industry that is new, that was really new to me, and trying to fit in products and services that I think are better for this, for this sector was one of the most difficult things. So trying to get the right product and market fit. That was the first challenge that we got. But also in doing business, there are some people who still feel you're just but a young person. You know, I have so much wealth of experience in this sector, so what can you tell me? But the most interesting bit of it is, so long as you have the patience, so long as you have the hard work and resilience, definitely you can make it. And you know, those of us who have now become entrepreneurs by accident, sometimes it's the vision bearer that is important, because you can again hire the people who know the how. So I think for me the most important and interesting thing is that every single walk that you will so set your foot to, there are pitfalls, but the most interesting bit is if you see the vision, work on it, and your morning will come definitely.
Okay, that was quite interesting. Did you find the feedback useful? Absolutely. I could learn a thing or two. Actually, I have learned a thing or two from both of you. Now, unfortunately, time is not in our favor, and the good news and the bad news. The good news is we want to open this up so that we interact more with you and you interact more with us. So I'd like to usher us into the next session. Unfortunately, I cannot have Ronald and Anthony here much longer than I have. So Victor, please, if you could take us to the next session and tell us how we're going to go with it. Okay, thank you. A round of applause for Ronald and Anthony. I think it can be louder than that. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Let us not forget to keep tweeting. Let the tweets come in thick and fast. And with that, we have a few organizations that have been together with us and have been supporting us through this. And so the first is the University of Nairobi. So give a round of applause to the University of Nairobi. Next is TV47. Give a round of applause to TV47. Then the Alliance for Biodiversity and CIAT. If there could be any of them, they could at least stand. Alliance for Biodiversity and CIAT, please stand, please stand, please stand so that people can see you. Thank you so much, the Alliance for Biodiversity and CIAT. The CGR Program on Climate Change, Agriculture and Food Security, CCAFS. Thank you so much, Catherine. The World Agroforestry Center, ICRAF. Yes, she is over there. The World Bank Group, I don't know if Beryl is here. Okay, UN Women. Okay, the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, AGRA. Okay, but we can just give them a round of applause. Wendy Farms. Okay, Kenarava Group, he was here just now, so Ronald Dianga, thank you so much for your support. iAgriBiz Africa. They are not here. Irihab. I think he's just left for a few minutes. GIZ. Thank you so much, GIZ. IFAD, International Fund for Agricultural Development. The UN International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. Okay. The United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP. Digital Green, Busara Center for Behavioral Economics. Okay, the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA. The Ministry of Agriculture, Yielda, thank you so much. Thank you so much for these organizations for keeping us here and making this possible. Right now, without further ado, we've spoken to scientists who have been able to tell us about the experience in agriculture, some of the trending issues such as climate smart agriculture, and then we went to young farmers, young people who have been able to make it in agriculture. They are champions by their own rights, and that's why they came to speak to us. And now we're going to go to the third section, and that we are going to look at HR professionals, HR practitioners. All of you, I know you want to transition into one of these organizations that I've mentioned here, or the many others that are represented here and are in this country. I think the biggest question that you ask yourselves every day is, after I study, will I get a decent job after this? And so there's someone who's going to answer those questions together with us. And so without further ado, I would want to introduce Rose Kathurima from the Alliance of Biodiversity and CEATS. Let me just introduce Rose, I think to make her work easier and so that she can catch her breath as she is going to come to speak. So Rose Kagweria Kathurima is a passionate human resource professional with more than 8 years experience in human resource management and currently works with the Alliance of Biodiversity and CEATS supporting the Africa region. As a HR generalist, her work focuses in HR thematic areas such as recruitment, staff onboarding, leave management, staff exits, staff welfare, HRMIS, which I nearly mistook for AREMIS, staff training and development, employee relations, human resource policies development, performance management, payroll management. She's actually the person who makes people get paid. Payroll management, compensation and benefits, discipline policy, and grievance handling procedures. She's a member of the IHRM, holds a higher diploma in HRM from the College of Human Resource Management, has a Bachelor of Business Administration, HRM, and is currently pursuing her MSE in Human Resource Management at the other university, which we will not give much credit to. So without further ado, so give a round of applause to Rose Kagweria Kathurima.
Hi everyone, good evening. After you transition from the campus, before you go to your former jobs, we are one of the people that who is in between. What do I mean by that? Before you get into any profession, let's say you have applied for a job in agriculture, agroeconomics or something, the first people you get to meet is the HR. Aren't we good people? We are not. I know you're referring to a post that is circulating on Facebook, but it's okay. Not everyone is bad, isn't it? This is where we are right now. Yeah, we are like at the beginning. If you could please do the, find it. I need to project, yes. Okay, all right. So we are all there at the beginning and asking ourselves, when it comes to our careers, where are we going? Are we going to the road of success or are we going to the road of failure? And most of the people who graduate from the campuses, they come to us, and there are some basic things that you need to understand when you're applying for a job or when you're seeking for any opportunity. And one of them, I'll tell you this. Your CV, it's very important. Your CV actually is your marketing tool. Yeah? So what happens is that if you do your CV in a wrong way, at times we are so overwhelmed with the work and we don't have time to go through all this. For instance, we advertised for one position in Kenya, that is for IATA, and we got 1,900 applications. Okay? So imagine somebody will sit down and sort out all those applications in order to get either 8 people to come for an interview or 6 people to come for an interview. So you need to build your CV in a way that it is marketing you. Are we okay on that? And some of the things that we do very wrong in our CVs, and I will tell you this, they are the typos. Yeah? When you're building your career, the cover letter or your CV, you need to be very careful about the typos. You know what happens is this, you can have like 20 20 people who qualify for a position, but you just need 8 that you will interview. So what will you do? You just go out looking for the nitty-gritties of the things in order to have your 8. So if you did not do your cover letter, your formatting very well, you end up being eliminated, yet you're the best candidate. So that's one of the things that you need to do in order to build your career towards what you want to do. Number 2, you need to be excellent. Go to slide number 1. Have a desire for excellence, not only in anything, in doing your CV, but be passionate. Have passion in what you do. There's a quote there that says that without passion, everything is done only half-heartedly. And you know what happens? You get a half-hearted result. So when you're applying for that job, when you're meeting with us for interviews, be passionate, be excellent on what you do. Number 2 on that is that look at a way of benchmarking yourself against the best. Like now you have the privilege of meeting so many people. Dr. Ivan was here. There's so other doctors who are here, people who have been in this business before. You can be able to meet them and benchmark yourself with where you want to go. Let's move on. Then believe you can do it. Always believe in yourself that you can do it. Oprah Winfrey said that create the highest, greatest vision possible for you because you become what you believe in. Just believe, even when you're meeting with us for the interview, just believe in, as you present yourself, that this is who you are and this is where you want to get. Just believe in, and you'll get what you want. No, you skipped one? Now, let me talk about the personal development plan. This is like a roadmap that you are making for yourself that will bring you where you are today and where you want to go in the future. And one of the things you need to do is to identify your goals, what you want to achieve, and the timelines that you want to achieve in. Then number 2, have a SWOT analysis of yourself. What are you strong in? What are you weak on? What are some of the opportunities that you can be able to build in order for you to get where you are? The other thing is that take full responsibility of yourself, where you are, the mistakes you make, and how you want to grow. You only take the responsibility for it in order for you to move forward. Let's go on. Then the other thing is that have time to network. Like now we have so many people who are here, we're in the professionals. Just take time to network and know what they do, and then maybe in the future you can be able to reach out to them and they can be able to help you in what you need. I've talked about building a resume, so I will not go to that. The other thing is, next slide please. One before that. Okay, next one. And then also, as I spoke before, is that you need to learn from the models, the people. Nobody is self-made, that's what I always say, that in anything you do, there's somebody who has made it. You don't need to go through the mistakes that they have gone through. You just need to get people, get role models that you can build on. And then be proactive. Once you finish your 4th year here, don't go and sit down and just assume. One of the things that I know about the Alliance of Biodiversity and CEAT is that when we are looking for candidates to shortlist in anything, we'll always go to our general applications, which we keep on updating our database as they come. My manager says that the fact that somebody had time to go research about the organization, it shows that people were interested to work with us. So what happens is that she will say, before we get this job, before we fill in this position, let's go through our general applications and find out if we have got candidates for this thing. And then we are able to shortlist for that so that you can be able to fill in. So be proactive, make your CVs well, and you'll be able to get the jobs that you want. That's all I have, unless there are questions. The mics, please. If you can shout it here. Yes. Yes, we do. Do you mean when a job has been advertised out there or something else?
Yes, something like that. Like, okay, let me put it this way. This is 2020.
Yes.
And the supposition, let's say, of a clerical work. And this post was vacant 10 years ago. And people did apply through the database. That is via online. So will you consider the recent applications or the initial applications which are stuck in your databases?
What happens is this. Remember that human resource processes are also audited. When I fill in a candidate as a human resource professional, I'll be expected to explain how I fill this vacant. And in some of these international organizations is that we have got portals that we apply, people make the applications through. So what it means is that I'll have to go through the portal and get the people who have applied. Remember, this person who was looking for a job 10 years ago, today they may not be wanting that job. So I cannot go to the applications of 2010 to fill in a vacancy in 2020. I cannot do that. I think that's not even being professional, because we need to give a chance to other people who are willing to come and work with us. So that's one of the things I will tell you, that the auditors, when they come to audit our processes, they will look into that. And then secondly, organizations have invested in recruiting systems. Why should we have it if we can just go to the general applications, people who drop their CVs in 10 years ago to fill in one position? I think that's not okay.
Last question.
Yeah.
Thank you for that one. Like in high schools, there's always this tendency that let's give at least a chance to a student who's a relative to a teacher, right? Like if I'm the principal, as a principal, we are giving you 2 chances to admit your, let's say, your relatives. Do you do so in your organizations?
Okay. I will answer your question like this. Before I sit in for an interview panel, and we have people who have been interview panels with the Alliance, is that we fill out a form called the conflict of interest form. Yeah? This form, I declare that I know you, and if I know you in any relations, I cannot sit for your interview. Yeah? So if you have applied that job, and I know you, maybe you're my brother, I will not sit for that interview. Remember, HR also has got its own policies, you see? And in recruitment, that's one of them. In CIAT and Biodiversity, if I know you, I'll just declare and I'll not sit for your interview. So that, because we don't need to give somebody advantage, yeah, because I'm there, I can easily influence. You don't need to give, I don't think you need to do that. Yeah. And another thing I need to talk about, you can sit, sir, is that internship and volunteer work is very important. Because you find in most of the CVs from maybe people who have just transitioned from campus, is that they do very long CVs, but what do? They go and list the subjects that you did. You know those units you did in first year? Yeah? You list all of them. You come to second year, you list all of them. You go to third year and list all of them, and then fourth year you list all of them. That CV is too wordy. Yeah? And that doesn't show, because I will look at your credentials, yes, and your experience, but it's important that if you get a volunteer opportunity, if you get an internship, just go and do it. It will build up on your career. Yeah. That's it? Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rose. Yes, so as we mentioned, this session is being covered live by... I can't hear you. Yes, that is absolutely correct. We are being covered live by TV47, and we've come to the close of this particular program. So I'd like to say thank you for those who've been watching. We really appreciate you for joining us online. For those who are tweeting, please keep tweeting, and the hashtag is... Don't let me down. What's the hashtag? CSA Campus Forum. That is absolutely correct. Once more to our partners, thank you so much for supporting us. All the speakers, the dean, the principal, and of course to you who is seated there and is watching us. So officially we say thank you and bye to the online viewers. But for you who is here, please do not go anywhere. We have an exciting session coming up next, and Victor will tell us more about that. So a round of applause to each and every one of you. Thank you very much. Thank you, TV47, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. So as we bid our viewers online goodbye, we just want to thank our partners who have really supported us in this. First is TV47 for airing this live, making sure that it's not only the University of Nairobi that really is able to benefit from this, that the rest can also benefit from this. Then we want to thank our partners, our stakeholders, our friends, and to you, the students, who've been able to make this engaging, make this interesting, make this interactive. Thank you so much. And so now from us, we thank you and goodbye. Hi guys. Hi guys. So if you can see me wave, if you can see me wave, you can see me wave, you can see me wave, you can see me wave. Thank you so much for your attention and being with us for all that time. We have just 15 minutes and then we're going to bring this to a close. We have some kind of a game and some research that we want to undertake, majorly looking at some of the opportunities that we will provide. For example, CIAT, as Dr. Evan mentioned, will be starting a new project in 15 counties. As you noticed during your registration is that we asked you for your specific county. So the aim is to pick those counties and check whether you fall in those 14 counties, and then we can start our engagement with you from there. Our aim is to create research that is youth-friendly, so that we can inform all organizations about youth in agriculture, where the gaps are, and where they can come and fill in these gaps. So we will be talking to you more about that. And if you've not filled in the sign-up sheet, kindly do. If you filled in a country instead of county, please kindly also do that. Kenya is not a county, Kenya is a country. So kindly make sure that you make that correction or that slight correction. We will do this in the next few minutes. And now, what I want to do is, we will preempt this in the next question, but can we have Linus, who is going to come and speak to us. He has a few announcements, but he also wants to say something. Linus, give Linus a round of applause. Linus. That is not a round of applause that is deserving of Linus. Linus has supported that you have your sodas and what you took, so give a round of applause to Linus. Okay, I have seen that the people who you give good rounds of applause to are the people who have given you soda. Okay, we will take that into advisement. Okay, Linus.
To all our stakeholders and our guest sponsors led by Victor Mugo, to Dr. Oscar Koech of Lamat, who is one of us, we upload you this afternoon and we seriously thank you for coming to this session and share the much that you know about this field in agriculture with us. We as the Faculty of Agriculture and the Nairobi University Students Association, that is NWASA, we still look forward to reaching out to many partners through various people. We are here to formulate a system of networking. Kindly, fourth years and any other year of students available, kindly reach out to these companies, request for what you want, and